Good evening and welcome. You're watching Left, Right and Center. On this program, over the next 60 minutes, we are going to get you a very, very important and significant aspect in great detail on how the politics in this country is going to play out. You see, it's 2023 already, mid-23, and 2024 is the big electoral challenge. So who's going to be Modi's challenger? Is the opposition unity going to fire together? Do they have that might, that power to be able to fire together? We are going to provide you with an in-depth analysis of Modi's 2024 challengers, an opposition unity health check. So we've broken this up in many parts and in an attempt to provide a very comprehensive analysis. So let's begin this journey. We have broken this up, as we told you, in about 20 odd graphic presentations. So let's quickly begin. Presentation number 1. You see, it's very important to understand that how does the Congress feature against the BJP in head-to-head contests, areas or seats where there is a direct contest between the BJP and the Congress. The result, Lok Sabha 2019 on your screen. The BJP had a strike rate of 92.1%, the Congress at 7.9%. Now let's take a look at the same thing in terms of seats. This is the strike rate in percentage. What happens when you take a look at the seats? So in 190 of the 543 seats is where there was a direct contest between the Congress and the BJP in 2019. The BJP got 175 out of 190, the Congress got only 15. That explains that strike rate. So this is the condition when the BJP and the Congress go head to head in 190 seats. The situation is going to be the same in 2024. Is the Congress stronger than 2019 or weaker is going to be an important question. Next, we are going to take a look at a head-to-head contest and the strike rate between the BJP and non-Congress parties that are not Congress. So there the BJP strike rate comes down from the 90% plus to 69.2, and non-Congress parties have a better strike rate than Congress, though not so great, but still much better than the Congress alone. They fire back at 30.8%, the BJP at 69.2. If we convert this into seats in Lok Sabha 2019, take a look at the seats. Out of 185 seats in 543, 128 went to the BJP and 57 went to others. So the strike rate of non-Congress parties is better than the Congress. So perhaps a very strong ground for these parties to come together and enter into an alliance. Now let's quickly take a look at a head-to-head contest and a strike rate when the Congress fights with non-BJP parties. In a situation like this, the Congress has a strike rate of 52.1%. They perform better when they are contesting with non-BJP parties. Their strike rate is 47.9. Let's convert this into seats. There are a total of 71 such seats out of 543. All this data, by the way, is from Lok Sabha 2019. The Congress got 37. Others, that is all non-BJP parties, got 34. Now imagine a situation where if the Congress was not fighting non-BJP parties, was in a better alliance and its own strike rate against the BJP in direct contest were to have improved, then the story can be a little different for the Congress party, which is why we come to the analysis on head-to-head contests on your screen right now. Analysis number 1, the Congress's own strike rate against the BJP, extremely poor. You've seen that in the data. Number 2, non-Congress parties' strike rate against the BJP is better. We've seen that in the data. Number 3, the Congress is fighting non-BJP parties on 71 seats. Now, if they were not doing this and were fighting together, could this perhaps be a straight gain of 71? Or is this too realistic and too, not realistic, too utopian in the opposition space, to expect everyone to come together. It doesn't happen that way, and you will understand why we are saying this. So what is the big opposition 2024 test? Let's put that on the screen right now. So test number 1, Congress has to improve its strike rate against the BJP on 190 seats. Number 2, non-Congress players have to level up against the BJP. They have a better strike rate. 30% is better than the Congress's 8%, but it is still not 50%. It is still not a strong, really strong, formidable strike rate against the BJP. So they have to improve. Number 3, strong opposition alliances on non-BJP seats. The big question is, that revolving question mark, can it happen? Let me introduce our guests first, and then we'll go to the next set of graphics. We have Jayanto Ghoshal, senior journalist. Neerja Chaudhary is also a senior journalist. Vinod Agnihotri is a consulting editor with the Amar Ujala Group. Aarti Jairath is also a senior journalist. Smita Gupta, a senior journalist. A journalist's impression, an editor's roundtable right here on the opposition and opposition unity and strength. Thank you very much. Maya Sharma is a senior journalist. Rohit Chandavarkar is also a senior journalist, will give us perspective from Maharashtra. Maya is going to give us perspective from the south. Amitabh Tiwari is a political strategist. Thank you very much. Let's quickly take in your opening comments. We'll begin with you, Mr. Tiwari. What do you make of these head-to-head contests to begin with? I'll come to the other aspects later.
See, I think you used a very nice word, utopian. See, in these 190 seats which are head-to-head contests between BJP and Congress, regional parties largely have no role because these seats are based in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Delhi. Largely, regional parties do not have a big role to play. So some sort of opposition unity is not going to help the Congress cross the halfway mark or win against the BJP in these seats. And this is the biggest dichotomy of any opposition alliance because Congress has some vote share, 5%, 10%, whatever, even in Hindi heartland and the eastern states, whereas regional parties like the TMC or the SP or the Aam Aadmi Party do not have any vote outside their home state. So when Congress allies with these regional parties, it may be able to transfer the votes to a TMC or a SP in UP or West Bengal, but will not get the same reciprocity in the BJP versus Congress head-to-head contest, and there it has to fight on a standalone.
Neerja Chaudhary, your impression, and we are right now only talking about these head-to-head contests. Congress versus the BJP, non-BJP parties against the Congress, non-Congress parties and the BJP. What is your impression?
Very clearly, the real challenge for the Congress lies in the Hindi heartland. It has to do better. It's got to get its act together, just as the BJP has been concentrating on its 144 seats, where it was in number 2, and so also the Congress needs to concentrate on the Hindi heartland. Number 2, it has to align with the non-Congress parties in those 71 seats, one-on-one contest, very painstakingly worked out. And I think in the second category, where the non-Congress parties are pitted against the BJP, there the Congress and these parties need to do a better alliance so that the Congress does not cut into the non-Congress parties' share. So very clearly, it's a constituency by constituency exercise that the opposition needs to get into.
Right. So it'll be 543 separate electoral contests that the opposition has to look at, rather than a large formula formulated in the national capital. Vinod Agnihotri, would you agree with that assessment?
No, I agree with the Neerja's assessment. But for my information, what I was told by my Congress friends, that there is a broad understanding in all the non-BJP parties, especially who are aligning with the Congress, around more than 400 seats. There is one contest against the BJP. But the problem is that is in Delhi, in Punjab, in West Bengal, and in Telangana.
I'm going to come to that. That's we have saved We have saved the troubles for later.
Okay,
The problem and its discussion will happen subsequently, Mr. Agnihotri. It's all planned.
Okay. No, as far as the where the Congress and BJP is a direct contest between Congress and BJP, it is basically Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab.
But you look at the strike rate of the BJP there. Do you feel
Strike rate of BJP is very higher than the Congress strike rate 2019, but lot of water has flown in Ganga and Yamuna since 2019. There are issues, rising price issue, unemployment issue, OPS issue, and governance issue, the atrocities on the women and the Dalits and OBCs. These are the OBC caste census. These are the burning issues which BJP has to face in the coming elections. You see the example of Karnataka, how Congress won the Karnataka. Now Congress is upbeat after the result of the Himachal and the Karnataka.
Exactly.
So that perception is going in the favor of Congress right now.
Let's get in a perspective from the south of India. Maya Sharma, how do you view head-to-head contest? Because there are very many seats in the south also, which are a direct electoral contest between the Congress and the BJP.
Well, firstly, from where I am, Karnataka, of course, after the recent election results, when you're talking about head-to-head, the Congress would right now be saying, yes, bring it on. Of course, we're talking about MLA seats here, Assembly, very different from Lok Sabha. Karnataka itself votes very differently when it comes to the Lok Sabha. And a head-to-head contest last time around in 2019. It was bad news for the Congress, bad news for the JDS, with the BJP winning 25 out of 28. But right now, at this stage, just after the election, a little over a month after the election results, the Congress is saying head-to-head, yes, we can do it. And they're feeling very confident at this stage. Karnataka is really the only big state in the south where the BJP has any kind of presence. Elsewhere in the south, the BJP does not have a look-in. Despite Amit Shah's very confident talk of 25 seats in Tamil Nadu and things like that, they don't have a place. They don't have a place in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. The BJP really does not have that significant presence. So when it comes to head-to-head, you're really talking about, for the Congress, you're really talking about Karnataka maybe. The other places, the very, very strong regional parties will have a huge say in this with what goes on. And the BJP doesn't really figure elsewhere apart from Karnataka. I know that's a broad statement, but that's how it is right now.
Aarti Jerath, do you feel that right now a simplistic assessment may not be the correct assessment? However, that may be the desire. The wish will be that all these forces may come together. Remember the JDU's grand formula of 1 against 1. For every BJP candidate, there should be a united opposition candidate, 1 seat, 1 candidate. Because if that happens, and if that does not remain as utopian as we think it is, imagine you will have a better contest in the 190 seats where the BJP and Congress go together, or a better contest in 185 seats where the BJP goes against non-Congress parties, and perhaps no contest where the Congress goes head-to-head with non-BJP parties.
Sanket, I think this is not a 1977 situation where you will have a united opposition which coalesces into a single party like the Janata Party and fights the Congress. Okay, this is a much more fragmented, much more difficult, kind of polity to handle today. And I think really it is going to be seat to seat, constituency to constituency, state to state. And they will have to the opposition will have to do a lot of micromanagement and a lot of micro thinking on the ground to see where it benefits the opposition if they unite to do a one-on-one against the BJP, or is it better for them to have a triangular contest, and therefore it becomes more difficult for the BJP. So this is the kind of micromanagement and micro thinking that they're going to have to do. But I will say two things. That I think the onus really for the challenge in 2024 lies with the Congress. Because at the end of the day, the Congress is the only national party and it does have the largest national footprint.
Yeah.
So the Congress will have to give, it will have to, I think, accommodate much more the regional parties and their aspirations. The Congress will have to up its own game in the 190 seats where it's going head to head with the BJP, and get its organizational machinery going. Make sure that there's no infighting. Put up the kind of challenge in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and so on, like they've managed to do in Karnataka. So really, it is a Congress. It has to up its own game, and it has to have a very accommodating spirit to deal with these opposition parties.
Sure. Before I go to the next set of panelists, let's quickly get in our next presentation, which is called Opposition Unity. Will it pass the safe seat test? This is very significant. So what is a safe seat? Let's quickly tell that to our viewers. Seats where the winning party gets 50% plus vote share, where a party has not just won, but won really well, 50% plus of vote share. There are a total of 341 such seats out of 543 in the present Lok Sabha, which is 2019. 341, really impressive. The strike rate comparison is what we are going to do of the various political parties, particularly the BJP and the Congress. So let's first take a look at the BJP strike rate. Let's put out this meter on screen right now. Safe seat test of the 224 seats out of 303 that the BJP won, where they managed to win by more than 50% vote share. The strike rate of the BJP is 73.9. Let's animate that once again. Look at that meter, the way it has moved to 70 plus. 73.9% is the strike rate of the BJP in the safe seats in 2019. If they repeat this performance, then it will be very difficult for the opposition to think of anything. Let's now take a look at the Congress's strike rate. Many would say that obviously it will be less. But how less? Let's put that on screen right now. The Congress won 18 out of their 52 with a very handsome margin, which is 50% plus votes. That is a 34.6% strike rate for the Congress party. Is this a good strike rate? One would argue no, it is not. First of all, you will have to increase your seats, and secondly, you will have to win convincingly to increase this safe seat strike rate. And how can that happen? Once again, because of opposition unity. Now here is the analysis as far as opposition unity is concerned. We only gave you the strike rate of the Congress party. But what if the entire opposition safe seat test is to be analyzed? It's there on your screen right now. You saw the BJP, 224 for the BJP out of 341, 70% plus strike rate. In the opposition space, if you combine Congress and all the others, on the safe seat test, they managed 117 in the middle of a Modi wave in 2019. So it can be done if the opposition is able to iron out their differences, press hard, be together, then who knows, they could pass a big successful safe seat challenge in 2024. Let me ask that question of Smita Gupta. Smita Gupta, do you feel that this too shall appear as a very simplistic understanding of how the arithmetic is going to work in 2024, or is this a wish? Aarti said that this ain't no 1977. But what if they were, we still have many more months. What if?
Right. Data and statistics are a very useful starting point, to discuss these issues. But I'll just take you back to 2004 and to 2014. There is one very important, factor, and that is the mood of the people. In 2004, if you recall, Vajpayee was seen as the, greatest prime minister ever. And, there was the slogan of Shining India.
Yeah.
But in the end, what happened was that the Shining India got shattered because there were lots of people in the poorer parts of the country, in the hinterland, who, for whom there was no Shining India, and the BJP got defeated. In 2014, after a 10-year rule by the Congress-led UPA, the BJP, thanks to the Anna Hazare movement and all that happened before that, was successfully able to create this mood in the country that the Congress-led UPA was the most corrupt government ever. Now, does the present opposition have, the will to kind of create a kind of mood ahead of 2024? I will just point to a survey done by CSDS, which was shown, in fact, on your channel not very long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, in which there were some interesting statistics that came up. For instance, when people were asked what is the most important problem in the country, 30%, almost 30% said it was unemployment, for instance. And there were several other such key statistics. Now, does the opposition, not only as speakers before me have said, can they get united? Can they come together and present one candidate against every BJP candidate, present the best possible candidate? But along with that, can they create a mood around issues that are really troubling people? Pick up the key issues. The Karnataka election, I think, has come as a kind of signal that it can be done.
Okay.
And I think that what we are seeing in the opposition today, the fact, and just one last point
Sure.
I want to make, that this Patna meeting, for instance, the one interesting thing that I find in it, that there are three political parties which were staying assiduously away. Mamata Banerjee, Kejriwal and Akhilesh Yadav, they have also joined. Parties that appear to have a problem with the Congress party, but they appear to be willing to share a platform. So something is changing.
Yeah, significant. But see, again, many a slip between the cup and the lip. Jayanto Ghoshal, I want to come to you now, and let's talk about these stories one by one. Mamata Banerjee, Akhilesh Yadav, and the many other players.
Kejriwal.
Arvind Kejriwal.
Yeah. Actually,
See, do you feel, Jayanto Ghoshal, do you feel that, optics aside, they will be able to do business together, come together, figuring out those granular details?
No, Sanke, really, I liked your presentation, the 4 bullet points, and you used that word utopia and the difference between the cup of leaf. But what Smita has said, I agree that there is a change in the mood among the opposition party leaders, including the regional party leaders. After Karnataka election, there is an enthusiasm in Congress. But this, what you are saying, that lot of layers, lot of issues, and the main thing, as your presentation said, that the seat adjustment is the main issue. On ordinance issue, this anti-ordinance unity in Rajya Sabha and the seat adjustment, can Congress ready to leave Uttar Pradesh for Akhilesh? 42 seats in West Bengal. Congress left alliance. Is Rahul Gandhi ready to tell Adhir Chaudhary that break that alliance and go with Mamata? Mamata is saying that she is ready for seat adjustment with Congress also. She told it to Nitish Kumar also. But is Congress ready? And the old Pachmari debate, that as a pan-Indian party, can Congress will not fight what you are saying, that I think how many seats I forgot you said, that were the regional party and the BJP. Those seats, can Congress leave the old mindset of the pan-Indian party, and can they ready to give those seats to the regional
So
parties?
basically you are suggesting whenever there is a head-to-head contest between the BJP and the Congress must concentrate on that
Nitish Kumar
fight.
cannot hold Jiten Maji in his own alliance. And Jiten Maji didn't get the invitation, that's why he is leaving Nitish Kumar. So it is not that easy for the amalgamation of the opposition parties, and Narendra Modi is still the most popular leader of this country. And I mean, in the BJP's constituency, And who will be the
No,
Narendra
Mr.
Modi's
Ghoshal,
challenger? There is no face. So there are a lot
we've
of
seen
issues
in
are
recent
there.
examples that the Modi juggernaut, the BJP blitzkrieg, all of that has
No,
not
but
been
assembly
successful
election and
also.
parliament election
You
is
have
not always,
Himachal
we
and
cannot
Karnataka as
oversimplify.
examples where
No, you
despite
cannot
the full
oversimplify the
force and might of
assembly
the
election
BJP,
and the
they've not
parliament.
been successful.
No. Assembly election, we should not go for the sweeping generalization. Narasimha Rao became the Prime Minister and NTR became the Chief Minister after 1 year. So, assembly election and the parliament
get your
election, if you say that.
So 2024,
So,
no, okay.
so I think I'm not saying that regional parties will not be able, but this is the third time Congress cancelled 2 times Patna meeting, and this is the third time they are trying to organize. Hope against hope. It is there is a generation of hope, but it is not that easy.
Okay, Rohit
to,
Chandavarkar,
overcome
senior journalist
these
Rohit Chandavarkar. You see, very quickly, let's get in examples of 2 states here, and then we'll talk about Maharashtra also. First of all, Bihar. So let's put out on the screen of what happens in Bihar. First of all, what happened in 2019 in Bihar? Of the 40 seats, that's the position of the NDA, a huge NDA, 17 to the BJP, 16 to the JDU. Remember, back then JDU was in the NDA, and LJP, Ramvilas Paswan's party, at 6. Congress was at 1. Nothing for the RJD. This is Bihar 2019. But now the NDA is gone. LJP is broken. JDU is now with the opposition. BJP is alone. In a situation like this, can Bihar be that perfect turning point for the opposition, the venue of that big opposition meeting on the 23rd? Now, there's a very important statistic that we would like to show you in the context of Bihar, which is going to come up on your screen right now. The story in the runners-up. Who are the runner-up? And in this graphic, please don't take this as results of 2019. These are the runner-up in Bihar in 2019.
It looks okay.
RJD came number 2 on 18 seats. The Congress was number 2 at 8. Jitan Ram Manjhi's party was number 2 at 3, VIP at 3, and RLSP was number 2 at 5. Could this form the basis of a seat sharing arrangement between the new opposition, which is now in power in Bihar? So this is the Bihar story. Now let's talk about Mr. Jayanto Ghoshal's favorite state, West Bengal. In West Bengal, this is the result of 2019 on your screen. In 2019, of the 42 seats in West Bengal, the TMC got 22, the BJP got 18, it was a bitterly fought contest, and the Congress got 2. That was the breakup. But you see, another thing happened very interesting in Bengal was the 2021 state election. And here is the vote share in that state assembly election, which perhaps gives Mamata Banerjee a great amount of teeth to perhaps not entertain opposition unity. In her state at least, the TMC had a vote share of 48.02%. The BJP, despite their best peak performance, was at 37.97%. The Congress and the left together were only at 4.71%. So the TMC can turn around and say, I'm already number 1. Why do I need to accommodate the Congress and the left? What will I gain? Now, will these things or have these issues been sorted out? That is the big question. Rohit Chandavarkar, what is your assessment on these state-specific problems and also your own home state, Maharashtra, with the Aghadi?
Sanket, Maharashtra is one of the states, I think all the panelists here know that very well, that has seen, the biggest drama in politics in the last 1 year or so. Everything that was not expected happened, and whatever we anticipated, just turned around, and something totally different happened because people switched sides and all of that. Now the key question which is being discussed everywhere is whether opposition unity will be the answer to defeat BJP all across India. And I remember senior leader Yashwant Sinha speaking sometime back on some national platform, where he said that all the opposition parties coming together might not necessarily provide the answer to, defeating or the key to defeating BJP, because the opposition space does not necessarily get united when parties come together, because there are various factors that are at play. And I can tell you that in Maharashtra we have seen that example, because even after Uddhav Thackeray's group left BJP, and the picture that we see now, we see that in many places there is strong support for BJP in many constituencies in Marathwada, let's say Vidarbha and other places. When we speak about Lok Sabha, and the party BJP seems to be very confident about that. When it comes to the Vidhan Sabha picture or Vidhan Parishad State Legislative Council, it is a totally different scene where opposition unity has worked. But I'm not exactly sure. I mean, this state, Maharashtra, is very similar to, let's say, West Bengal, where Congress, because of its mismanagement of leadership and all other things and choice of people or whatever they have done in the last 2 decades, they have lost ground enormously, and they are now at the mercy of parties like Nationalist Congress Party and Shiv Sena, with whom they share this Mahavikas Aghadi platform.
No, but then Rohit, in Maharashtra, who's weaker? The Shiv Sena part of the Aghadi or the Congress?
So the Congress seemed to be the weakest till recently in Maharashtra, till the 2019 polls. And now only because Uddhav Thackeray's group has split and Eknath Shinde has gone with the BJP, now we see that with Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, etc., we see that there is some kind of resurgence happening within the Congress party. But we still, take a look at interiors in Maharashtra, we'll still find out, Sanket, that Congress has not really gained that ground and made inroads that once it used to hold. So today the picture is very unpredictable, and it depends on what call the NCP takes, what call Eknath Shinde takes, because in the last 2 days again we are seeing some friction between Eknath Shinde and BJP and all of that. There are too many things that are uncertain.
Sure.
And I think
so now what we'll do is, now what we'll do is, before we invite the second round of comments from each of our editors in this editors roundtable, let's provide you with a map of the country, and on the index of opposition unity, what could possibly be the tricky triumvirate for opposition. One is Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. See, it's a good thing that he is attending the opposition unity meeting, but then again, when you start reading the fine print, conditions apply. How much accommodation will be too much accommodation? Will he listen in? Will the Congress agree? Second state, West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, as we discussed just a short while ago, how much is she going to accommodate the left and the Congress? Will she accommodate them at all, given the fact that they go after one another at the very first opportunity? And then, the third member of this tricky triumvirate in the opposition is KCR in Telangana. Is he ever going to do business with the Congress party, given the fact that there is a state assembly election also where the BJP wants to position itself as the principal opponent and not the Congress party? In each of these places, how much space will the Congress party cede to accommodate? Or for instance, how much space will a Mamata Banerjee give to the Congress? How much space will KCR give to the Congress? This transactional relationship, will it really work effectively? This is the big three challenge for the opposition. Let me come to Mr. Vinod Agnihotri. Mr. Agnihotri, let's talk about the Aam Aadmi Party first. Do you feel, for a party which up until recently had 0 MPs in the Lok Sabha, but by virtue of their victory in Delhi, their victory in Punjab, and some amount of inroads that they've made in Goa and Gujarat, they will definitely ask for a greater say. They're going in other places also, in Haryana, in Madhya Pradesh. But if you look at pure statistics, will they be accommodated?
Sanket, there is a very strange relationship between Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Because in Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party has taken almost a major share of the Congress votes, and Congress is 0 in the assembly elections, even in 2015 and 2020. But if you see the Lok Sabha results, in 2019, Congress was second in all 7 seats in Lok Sabha, and Aam Aadmi Party lost their deposits in 5 Lok Sabha seats.
Very significant.
Similarly in Punjab, Congress won 9 seats in 2019, and Aam Aadmi Party now in the by-election they got 1 seat. Even Mr. Bhagwant Mann lost his seat with Mr. Simranjit Singh Mann after taking oath of the Chief Ministership within 2 months. So these are the problem within the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, because Congress is not willing to give much space in the Lok Sabha elections to Aam Aadmi Party. But I think if Congress supports the legislation, if Congress opposes that ordinance in the Rajya Sabha, then there can be a understanding could be happen between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, and either 4 or 3 or 3 or 4, something could be worked out with the mediation of the Nitish Kumar and other allies. But Punjab, still Congress is not going to willing to leave their 9 seats what they won in the
Exactly.
2019.
So then this becomes of the tricky triumvirate. This is part
Very
one.
tricky, very tricky.
Jairat, would you
And
like to comment?
another thing, Sanket, I would like to add
Yes,
that
sir.
Aam Aadmi Party is trying to get some seats in Haryana, 1 or 2 seats in Gujarat. So that these are the tricky points where Congress, how many seats Congress is going to
How
concede
much
to the
will
Aam
you
Aadmi Party?
compete? Because, if you look at pure numbers, Aarti Jairat, then the Congress will always have to say, come on, I mean, be serious. State elections is one thing, national elections is another. Let us do the heavy lifting. Then the Aam Aadmi Party will turn around and say, we all have seen your track record in heavy lifting. 7.9% is your strike rate in the heavy lifting.
Then absolutely, that's why I said that the Congress is going to have to show an amazing spirit of accommodation. If at all there is to be any kind of united opposition challenge to Narendra Modi. But even more than Aam Aadmi Party and even more than West Bengal and Mamata Banerjee, I think it's Telangana that is going to be a really tricky state. Because from what I understand, the Congress is gearing up to fight that state assembly election very seriously. And again, there are initial surveys that have shown that the Congress, after the Karnataka victory, is actually gaining ground in Telangana. So if the Congress emerges as a primary challenger to the BRS in Telangana, I don't see any hope of these two parties actually presenting, coming together in 2024 to fight Narendra Modi.
Okay.
So, I think we can really take Telangana off the table, depending, of course, on what the assembly results are.
So,
The assembly results
of the
elections
tricky
are.
triumvirate, one person has written off an alliance with Aam Aadmi Party, the other is writing off one with with KCR. So, this is a bad beginning. Maya Sharma, what is your reading?
As I said, the Congress is going to have to do the running in this, because at the end of the day, it is the largest party.
But look at it from the Congress's point of view. No, they have performed in Karnataka, they have performed in certain places, and now they could rightfully claim that space also. Then why should we cede space to someone who's yet to prove himself?
That is one thing that all parties are realizing, that this is a do or die moment for them. If they do not dislodge Narendra Modi this time, it's curtains for all of them in the future.
So
For all of
existential
them.
battle.
I think they all realize that. So, I think that this is the compulsion that is pushing them to even start discussing some kind of opposition.
Okay, let me go to Maya. Maya, what's your view on Mr. KCR? I mean, the fact that right from the formation of that state and this appeal by the Congress that now merge your party into the Congress, and that never happened, and rest, as they say, is history. So there is a very bitter relationship between the two. But statistically, if they come together, then they perhaps still will have a fighting chance against the Bharatiya Janata Party, which is, by the way, taking Telangana very, very seriously.
Well, the fallout of the Karnataka election again, the confidence of the Congress, the feeling it can do well, must be making KCR a worried man as well. He does not want the Congress to do that well in Telangana. which is why he's more recently, after his attacks on the BJP, he's more recently been actually attacking the Congress, targeting the Congress, saying it's anti-farmer, in his various speeches saying don't give the Congress a chance. So clearly he is quite possibly threatened by the success of the Congress in the recent Karnataka elections. So no, he's not going to give them any space. And that is really the double-edged thing for the Congress. Hugely confident after the Karnataka victory, confident enough to be part of a coalition alliance, of an opposition alliance, confident enough probably to assume it should be the leader of that alliance, which may not be something that's welcomed by other parties. They may be wary of that. They may not want to cede the Congress that space. But the Congress's confidence should not turn into cockiness at this stage ahead of the Lok Sabha polls. And KCR certainly may be worried about the popularity in the state, the other southern state, Karnataka, how well they did here. He may not want them to do better than they have before.
So of the three people who are the tricky triumvirate, we're going to speak about West Bengal and the Mamta matrix after a short break. But before we do that, anyone else who wants to comment on Arvind Kejriwal and KCR? Yes, Ms. Neerja Chaudhary.
Sanket, I would say first that it's a tricky triumvirate, but tricky quartet, because you must add Akhilesh Yadav to this, these three. Point number two, the Muslim factor may be a propelling factor this time to get these regional satraps and the Congress to look at each other more realistically. Because if you look at Karnataka, the Muslims moved away from the regional party to the Congress party. If you look at the bypolls that have been held recently, in Pune, in Maharashtra, in West Bengal, the Muslims showed an inclination to go towards the Congress. Now, the regional parties will not want the Muslim vote to be divided. For that reason, they may want an alliance, a realistic alliance with the Congress party in the Lok Sabha election.
Okay, Amitabh Tiwari, what is your view?
Yeah,
See, because these are the challenges that existed in opposition unity 9 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 6, 5, 4, 3. I mean, this is the same problem which exists even now. I mean, if this is sorted out, it will be the biggest headline. But as of now, we don't see a grand resolution to this.
See, I would say the Karnataka results have complicated matters for.
Complicated, you say?
Yeah. This has further complicated matter for opposition unity. One, Congress has won without any opposition unity in this state. Secondly, it has won by eating into the vote of the regional party and not the BJP.
JDS, correct.
Yeah. So that is why the other regional parties like Mamata or Akhilesh or AAP, which were earlier dismissing Congress party, have now come to the table at least to discuss, and that is primarily because of the minority vote, as you said.
Okay, we're going to stop for a short break at this moment. When we come back, Rohit wanted to come in.
Yeah,
Rohit?
just one line. Sanket, about 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to meet Sharad Pawar once, 10 years ago. And that point, he was actually, believe it or not, contemplating suing Arvind Kejriwal for some statements that Arvind Kejriwal had made. And just about 15 days ago, I saw Arvind Kejriwal coming to Mumbai and almost touching Sharad Pawar's feet, and Sharad Pawar saying that, we'll be working together. So that is the difference that we have seen in 10 years.
I mean, by that logic, Mr. Rohit Chandavarkar, 10 years ago, Arvind Kejriwal went on national television. I remember sometime in June 2012, where he said, I will never form a political party. And here we are. So all sorts of statements are made. I think this can easily be discounted. We're going to stop for a short break at this moment. When we come back, we are going to discuss the third of the three tricky triumvirate in the opposition, Mamta Banerjee. Is she willing, or will she be willing to cede space? And if she does not, then what happens to the opposition unity? Stay with us. Welcome back. So of the tricky triumvirate in the opposition that we were speaking about, now it's time for number 3, which is Mamta Banerjee in West Bengal. Now on many occasions, the West Bengal Chief Minister and various members of the Trinamool Congress have gone on record to say that the Congress and other parties must concentrate on areas where they are powerful. Leave West Bengal to the experts. We are the experts, and here is the proof. and they present 2021, 2016, 2011, 2019, all those results with all the facts and figures. They are not wrong. Mamata Banerjee is not wrong. Also, the number of times Mamata Banerjee has made a statement against Congress, Congress making a statement against Mamata Banerjee, left taking a position against Mamata Banerjee, is it really possible for them to come together? If you look at the vote share of 2021, which is going to be a graphic that will come up on screen, and then we'll bring in Mr. Jayanto Ghoshal and Smita Gupta on the screen, Mamata Banerjee is already at 48% plus. So Smita Gupta, why would a Mamata Banerjee want to compromise or enter into an alliance or go or do anything beyond just attend a Bihar meeting? It's just simple logic. Why should she?
Yeah. No, I think there are two things I would like to say. One is that, of course, Mamata Banerjee has proved that she is a dominant factor in West Bengal, both in assembly and in Lok Sabha elections, which has so her demand that she should be in a supreme position when it comes to sharing of seats. I don't think there should be any argument about that. But the other point is she should also take a look at the manner in which Jyoti Basu ruled West Bengal for 34 years. How did he do that? The Communist Party of Communist Party of India Marxist was overwhelmingly the largest party in the left front. The other parties, whether it was CPI, RSP, Forward Bloc, they were very, very minor parties. Jyoti Basu could well have ruled Bengal without the help of these smaller parties. But he believed in left unity, and that is what really kept this coalition going. So I think Mamata Banerjee, especially because this is a Lok Sabha election, not an assembly election, she should take this
must
into
keep that
account.
perspective in mind. I think that's a very interesting point.
One minute, just let me add, as far as the Congress and the left are concerned, they should also figure out who is their primary enemy in the country. It is the BJP, it is not Mamata Banerjee.
Yeah.
So, for left cadres to be joining BJP or Adit Chaudhary to be, making Mamata Banerjee the focus of his ire, I think is completely, misplaced. Both sides have to show accommodation.
Jayanto Ghoshal, would you agree? I think if you want large-heartedness, has to be a two-way street. It cannot be only one person's preserve.
No, I agree, but what Aarti also said, that it's a completely new, complicated situation. We should not compare with the earlier JP to Surjit opposition, consolidation politics. But now, Nitish Kumar, Mamata Banerjee, Kejriwal and Akhilesh, these four characters, they have taken a consensus opinion that 6 states, UP, Bihar, Punjab, West Bengal, Delhi and Telangana, Congress should give this, because maximum 1:1 battle should be there. But Congress, if, as Binod said, that if there is a growing sense of victory, and if Congress thinks that they will lead the opposition and they cannot leave these 6 states for the regional parties, then it is boon for Narendra Modi again in 2024. So this is very simple, and Mamata and these 4 leaders, they communicated this to the Congress leadership and Sharad Pawar also recently. But I don't know. Now Congress, the ball is in the court of the Congress. Congress has to take a final decision that this magnanimity, you are expecting magnanimity from Congress, but that day, Congress victory, Karnataka day, Adhir Chaudhary issued the statement immediately that the Chor Sarkar of BJP in Karnataka we ousted. Now the next Chor Sarkar of Mamata should be ousted. That should be the priority of Congress. So if Adhir Chaudhary issues this statement on the victory day of Karnataka, and Mamata has to support Rahul Gandhi in Delhi, so is it the two-way traffic?
So you're saying this constant provocation must stop.
Sagar Digi by-election, what happened? Sagardigi by-election, what happened? And now that MLA is saying that I got the Trinamool vote, that's why I left.
But you see, that is the past. No, you just heard Mr. Chandavarkar, who said that there was absolutely no possibility of a Sharad Pawar, Arvind Kejriwal business ever. And yet here we are. So things do change in politics. But thank you very much, all of you all, for joining us. This is certainly not the first debate on opposition unity. This will certainly not be the last debate on opposition unity. So until next time, good night and goodbye.